Hello.
Then. Now.
Countdown to the queens.
Episode number 500.
Forever.
Looks like hell throws over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, and welcome to episode number, is it 113, I believe, of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for ECW for the 25th of February 2025. It is the go-home show for Roadblock. You know, we're making our way towards the pay-per-view. 2 more shows to go, and then we finally do the last pay-per-view. Then we're officially on the road to WrestleMania, you know, just 10 days before the actual show, you know. If I can get to Mania in time for real life, then, that would be fucking absolutely unreal effort by me. It means, like, because there's 7 weeks left, it would mean I'd have to record a week a day and upload a week a day, which isn't impossible, but I really don't fancy doing that, so it'll probably be a month late, to be honest, but oh well, we get there. You can tell I'm starting every single episode by talking about how far it is to WrestleMania. You can tell it's clearly annoying me, but we move. I learned from the Rumble that, you know, it's quality instead of quantity, or in this case, I guess just how long it would take, because the quality would be the same regardless. Anyway, on tap for tonight, we have the big 8-man tag team matches, the Undisputed Era and the Paragon face off. We also have the 5 men's Iron Survivor Challenge competitors all in one arena. Not CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jay White, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and Jacob Fatu. And we have an open challenge for the $1 Million Championship and a whole lot more. So without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. We start the show with the Usos coming to the ring. You know, they lost their ECW Tag Team Championships to the House of Black in the main event of last week's show. And they come to the ring, they're pissed off, you know, there's no yeeting. They do come through the crowd, but, like, they don't stop and yeet and do all that shit. And they get into the ring. He goes, let me holler at you for real quick, Oos. Last week was a setup. Last week, Jimmy and I, we were set up by The Rock. No, The Rock's plan, Dwayne's plan, was to get these ECW Tag Team Championships off us and get them back onto the Gorillas of Destiny, his chosen family. But, things didn't exactly go the way The Rock envisioned it, did they? No, sir. Because we ran through that gauntlet, every single team back there that stepped up, the Usos put them down, which included Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. But that wasn't enough. Because after that match, we got jumped. We got ambushed, Oos. After we thought we'd won the grueling gauntlet match and proven to The Rock, proven to everybody around the world that we deserve to be the tag team champions. Now what happens is we get jumped by Tala Tonga and the other 2 Tongans. And then the House of Black. The House of Black, Oos. I don't know if Dwayne's got the House of Black in his pocket or if they just took advantage of an easy situation. But they slid their ass out here in the darkness. They jumped us. And they took our tag team championships. And if you think that the Usos, the greatest tag team of all time, are going to sit here after losing the tag team championships and ain't going to want to get their lick back, you must be out of your goddamn mind, Oos. So Alistair, Brody, Ciampa, whichever 2 of you have got those tag team championships, bring your ass down to the ring, and let's fight. And instead of coming down to the ring, the House of Black appear on the Titantron. And Alistair's like, Jimmy, Jay, I did feel some sorrow and empathy for you last week. But what had to be done, had to be done. Because you see, you can accuse us of whatever you want, but one thing the House of Black would never do is take somebody else's orders. We didn't strike any sort of agreement with The Rock, because quite frankly, we don't care about your family issues, Jimmy. I'm sure they're gonna sort themselves out however they will. What we care about is our family. Because while you and your family have gone through a lot over the years, and you're currently going through right now, our family is stronger than yours, because we chose each other. We weren't born to accept each other. We chose to stick together. And that loyalty, that determination, that power finally brought change to the ECW tag team division, because gone now are the days of your family, your bloodline holding these championships. We can finally usher in a new era, and I couldn't think of a better group of people to usher that era in than us. And then Jimmy goes, "Hey now, would you want to sit there, out there, in your dark, smoky room? Or do you want to come out here and say that to our face, man to man? Because if not, me and Jay, we're going to come back there, find you, and beat your ass." And then Aleister Black just laughs. He goes, "Boys, don't get it twisted, the House of Black, we're always up for a fight. But I think you two might have someone else to worry about right now." And then they are jumped by the Tongans. The Tongans jump the Usos again. They leave the Usos laying Talatongas there. You know, he delivers a big choke slam to Jimmy. Tongaloa and Tamatonga hit Guerrilla Warfare on Jay, and they leave the Usos laying. But they cut to Gorilla. Nightlight are in Gorilla. Kelly Kincaid's with them. She says, "Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, Kathy Cool, the women's $1 million champion, is set to make her first defense of the championship." You know, she said anybody in this locker room is open to accept an open challenge. And Shantae, Naomi, I assume that means one of you has accepted. And then Naomi goes, "That's right, Kelly. You know, it's WrestleMania season. It's time for all of us to lock in and start getting ourselves on track, because we all want to be at Vegas. But to get to Vegas, we gotta be champions. So tonight, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna put Kathy Cool down. I'm gonna take that championship into WrestleMania." And then Shantae sort of steps up and goes, "Oh, actually, Naomi, I was thinking, you know, what if I had the match tonight?" And Naomi goes, You want the match tonight? But I thought I was getting the match tonight." Shantae goes, "No, I'm just, if it's cool with you, I'd quite like to, you know, because obviously you've been a singles champion here in WWE before. You've been a SmackDown Women's Champion, you've been NXT Women's Champion. And I thought it's my time to, you know, step up, see if I can become a singles champion here, you know, as long as, of course, you're cool with it." And Naomi goes, Sure, I'm cool with it. You know, good luck out there. But I think I've got some other place to be, so good luck out there, and I'll catch up with you later. Hopefully, new champion." And Shantae goes, "Yeah, sure, new champion, let's go." So she goes out alone for the $1 million championship match, and obviously Kathy Cool, Next Gen are baby faces now, so she sees the one-on-one fight, so she leaves everybody else behind. I didn't click next segment, apparently. They just don't click. Sure, whatever. But Kathy Cool does retain the championship, pinning Shantae Washington with the Razzle Dazzle in 11:56 to make defense number 1 of the $1 million championship. 53 for Kathy, 56 for Shantae. It's going to be jarring for a little bit because, you know, Sasha Banks isn't the champion anymore. The championship isn't on a major star, and it is on, you know, a rookie. I think she might be well known at this point, but her popularity is obviously nowhere near as high as Sasha, and her wrestling stats aren't as high as Sasha's, so, you know, it's going to be a jarring contrast in match ratings compared to when Sasha was the champion. But it's a mid-card championship. I'd rather it be on women like this than stick around on Sasha for too much longer. But yes, Kathy Cool does retain the championship against Shantae here tonight. But then got to Joman, the former ECW World Tag Team Champions. And Braun's counter probably goes, "Warden, I hope you're enjoying your final days of fine rest as the chosen champion of The Rock. Because we're just days away from Roadblock in Las Vegas, and that night, the monster of all monsters has got his eyes on you, War Dog. and I'm gonna be the man to rip that championship from your cold, dead hands, and I'm gonna be the one walking into WrestleMania as ECW champion. And then Joe Hendry says, but Braun has you on Saturday Night, Warden, and Braun isn't the only person you've pissed off over the past few months, so tonight, champ, how about you get yourself a little warm-up by facing off against Joe Hendry? Because I do believe you won't even make it to Roadblock. Because I'm gonna give everybody a standing ovation here tonight. So yeah, Warden versus Joe Hendry here tonight. We then get a quick video package. Florence training ahead of the Underground match. And she turns to the camera, she goes, Blair, this ends on Saturday night. And once you're out of the way, I will go on to WrestleMania and become the ECW Women's Champion. And then the camera cuts to Ruby Riott backstage, and Blair Davenport goes up to her. She goes, can you believe that? What you just heard from Florence there. You know, saying that, oh, she's going to beat me at Saturday night, and then she's going to go on to become the Women's Champion. No, she's already looking past me and onto you. I think that's arrogance, quite frankly. And Ruby goes, Blair, I see what you're doing here, you know. I was the one who drove you two apart, so now you're trying to play my own game on me. Okay, it's not going to work, because I see right through you, because you're trying to butter me up, because you know this is an Underground match, and I'm going to be at their ringside for that match on Saturday night, because all of ECW's Women's Division are going to be at ringside for the Lumberjack match, or for the Underground match. And Blair goes, no, I actually, you know, do have something I think that me and you should discuss. And Ruby goes, I'm not interested. And she goes, well, how about tonight? My two girls, Alba and Iona Webb, can face you and Cheetah in tag team action, and then we'll see, you know, tonight, once we prove our worth of what you really want to do, because I believe the plan that I have in place for Saturday night, it's mutually beneficial. And then Blair walks off, and Ruby sort of does just watch her leave, which you can tell she's like, no, you're not, like, you're trying to get in I'm the person who gets in people's heads here, so, like, fuck off. 78 Ray tag match. Just a short little quick tag match to get Ray and Pistolero a tag team victory. They defeat the Moosire and Apollo. Again, they're not really factored into too much right now because, you know, I'm focusing on the WrestleMania people, so I can afford to sub in the Moosire and, you know, give them a win. Rey Mysterio pins Moose with the 619. 92 for Pistolero, 68 for Ray, 81 for Apollo, and 68 for Moose. And then after the match, Rey Mysterio does take the microphone. And he goes, Gracias, Staples Center. Now, last week, there was a tag team championship gauntlet match here on ECW. And myself and Pistolero, the current two top lucha stars here on ECW, we didn't even get a chance to prove our worth. We didn't even get entry into the gauntlet. But now, we're putting you on notice. Aleister Black, House of Black, Usos, whoever the champions may be. Myself, Pistolero, we're coming for those titles. So yeah, Ray and Pistolero declaring for the tag team championship. Let's see if they get their shot. We then cut backstage, speaking of champions. Kevin Owens walks backstage. And he bumps into Adam Cole, his old friend, and they sort of have a weird stare down. He goes, Adam! Goes Kevin. Goes, I see you've got the big 8-man tag team match tonight. Cole goes, yep. Chance for us to put the Paragon behind us for good and move on towards WrestleMania. And he goes, you know something, Cole? I don't like you. I haven't forgiven you for the way you betrayed me all those years ago. He just called us laughs because, yeah, sure, yeah. But I think I may dislike Dolph Ziggler just as much as you do. So tonight, I'm actually kind of rooting for you to beat Dolph Ziggler, because Dolph Ziggler thinks he's got a shot to become the People's Champion. And he doesn't, because I'm the People's Champion, Adam. You know that. He goes, I sure do, Kevin. But let's make one thing perfectly clear. I still don't like you, Kevin. And if you hate Dolph Ziggler because he plans on taking your television championship, then you're really not gonna like Adam Cole, baby. Boom. 90? Sure. What's this? It's an Alba Fire gimmick change. Adequate. Which is better than her poor gimmick. Sure, yeah. A 90 rated tag team match. That's probably the best match that Alba Fire and Iona Webb have ever been a part of. And Iona Webb is now scoring 74s, which is good for her. She was lagging behind because Kaylee Ray was up before she was, because she was doing the Lady Scott stuff, and then she was with Becky for a bit, so that got her popularity up. So the entire time this tag team has existed, Isla Dawn has had to catch up to her, and she's slowly getting there. Obviously, I think she's never actually going to get as high as Alba, because Alba's stats are better, but it's nice to see her scoring like 74. But yes, Ruby Riott and Hikaru Shida pick up the victory here tonight. Ruby pinning Iona Webb with a Riott kick, 84 for Shida, 94 for Ruby, 74 for Iona Webb, and 88 for Alba Fire. So yeah, but like during the match, you can tell Ruby is sort of like impressed by the Unholy Union. And, you know, after the match ends and she gets the win, she stands over them, sort of looks across at Blair at ringside. Blair looks back at her, and Ruby sort of like nods her head like, huh, yeah, I see. We then cut back to the Usos. Heyman's waiting, you know, at the entrance of the arena, and they go, Paul, you know, you still have power around here, right? And he goes, I believe I do, Oos. So what's up? He goes, next week, we want another shot at the tag team championships. We want our titles back. You know, we want to prove that the House of Black only won last week because we'd been through hell in that gauntlet, Oos. Heyman goes, well, you know, I'll have to run it by her. But surely if the House of Black are telling the truth and they have nothing to do with The Rock and the bloodline, then Ava will have no issues granting the Usos the rematch they deserve for the ECW Tag Team Championships next week. And then goes, great, Oos. You know, see you there. And then we see in the background Roman Reigns pull up in his car, and he gets out. And he goes, my tribal chief, you're here. He goes, are they all here? He goes, yes, my tribal chief. All 4 of your competitors this Saturday night in the Iron Survivor Challenge are here tonight at ECW. Roman goes, great. Tell them to be out there at the end of the night, because I've got some things I need to say. And he walks off. Him goes, will do, my tribal chief. Will do. 80-rated match. Sure, we'll take that. Warden beats Joe Hendry with a splash man at powerbomb in 8 minutes and 40. 91 for Warden, 64 for Jacob Fatu. Joe Hendry. Yeah, but big win for Warden as he maintains his momentum as the champion. He heads towards Roadblock this Saturday night, where he goes to slap meet with the German tag team partner of Joe Hendry, the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman. We then come back to Ava Raine. You know, this is like after the Warden Hendry match, we go to commercial, then we come back and we see Warden walking through the hallway, and then we see Ava and the Tongans talking, and she sort of stops him. She goes, Warden, you got a minute? He goes, what? He goes, I know you're a busy man as the champion. You were off to, you know, get ready for Vegas this Saturday night, but your work's not done here tonight. He goes, why? What's the request? She says, well, I've just been off the phone with, you know, my dad. And he says tonight, we need you to do something else before you leave. You see, Roman Reigns is having this great meeting in the ring of all of his competitors in the Iron Survivor Challenge. So we know where Roman's gonna be. The Usos have been dealt with. We need you to finish the job. Everyone sort of smiles and goes, you can count on me. Tell your daddy I expect extra rewards for dealing with Roman Reigns. And he walks back like the way he came from, because oh boy, I guess his night isn't over after all. 89. Bobby Fish is in here, so we'll take that. He scored a 55 and was the weak link. Yeah, sounds about right. But we actually give this a lot of time. It goes 22 minutes. And in the end, the Undisputed Era do pick up the win over the Paragon. Adam Cole pins David Fritz with the last shot in 22 minutes and 1 second. 55 for Fish, 78 for Roddy, 91 for Kyle, 88 for Cole, 82 for Kevin, 82 for David, 75 for Cesaro, and 75 for Dolph Ziggler. Why are those two? Are they both declining or something? Yes, okay. They are. Huh. Noted. Anyway, yes, Adam Cole with the victory. Imagine Kevin Owens does sort of like, he does show his face towards the end of the match. And when Adam Cole picks up the win, he like screams, goes, yes, beat that son of a bitch. Beat that son of a bitch, Dolph Ziggler. Yes, you did it, Adam. You did it. And Kevin Owens runs into the ring. He like gives Adam Cole a hug. And Adam Cole goes, Kevin, back off me. Okay, he goes, what? I'm not going to hit you, Adam. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, all that's in the past. I'm the People's Champion. You stopped Dolph Ziggler from getting an unearned shot at my championship. All's good, all's good. And then Dolph Ziggler, he like gets into the ring. He shoves Kevin Owens into Adam Cole and then rolls back to the outside. And Cole's like, what the hell, Kev? He goes, it was Dolph. Dolph shoved me into you. And Adam Cole goes, sure. And he sort of like looks down the floor at the TV title. And he picks it up. He sort of like looks at it in his hands for a couple of seconds. And he looks over at Kevin, like smiles at him and goes, I think he dropped this. And Kevin takes it, he like snatches it out of Adam Cole's hands and like holds it tight as Adam Cole slides out of the ring with the rest of the UE boys. And they leave. Next week, it is the fallout from Roadblock. We will know, well, we won't know anything. We'll know who the ECW champion is, but we don't necessarily know, who his challenger will be. But there will be an ECW World Tag Team Championship match as the road to WrestleMania hits full gear. The House of Black, who won the championships last week in that gauntlet match, will defend their championships for the first time against the former champions, the team who won a proper shot at going 2-on-2 with the House of Black, whichever combination it may be, that being the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. Roman Reigns and the Wise Man makes his way out to the ring. He takes the microphone. He goes, Los Angeles, California, acknowledge me. Wise Man, yes, my tribal chief. He goes, Saturday night, we've got this Iron Survivor deal. The tribal chief is in this Iron Survivor deal, and this is how I'm going to win this match on Saturday night, and I'm going to go to WrestleMania, and I'm going to take down the ECW champion and get back the keys to my kingdom, to our kingdom. goes, yes, my tribal chief. He goes, but first, I hear there's 4 other jokers back there. 4 other guys who think they've got what it takes to stop me. I know you're all out there and I know you're all waiting. I want every single one of you out here on my show. So whoever wants to be the brave man to step up to me first, the floor's all yours. Out comes Cody Rhodes. And he gets into the ring. ECW's losing its mind. And he goes, so, Staples Center, Los Angeles, California, ECW, Roman Reigns. What do you want to talk about? Roman, it's good to see you again, old friend. It's been, nearly 2 years since you and I did this face-to-face in this ring. And now we're on your show. We're on ECW. A show built by your wise man to contain your family. And why was that, Roman? Why did you need a whole show to contain yourself? Oh, that's right, because Seth Rollins banned you from SmackDown because you couldn't get the job done against him. Now, Roman, you come out here and you talk a big game. You want to keep being the tribal chief. But the entire time the tribal chief has existed, we all know he's masking your insecurities, Roman. I don't think that's ever been more clear than it is right now. Because, Roman, you feel your shot at WrestleMania slipping away. Every single year since 2020, you've wrestled for a world championship at WrestleMania, and this year you feel like you're not gonna get it. So you've got to come out here and invite everybody to your show, give yourself the home field advantage heading into Roadblock. Well, Roman, home or away? My people follow me wherever I go. These people follow me wherever I go. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to Monday Night Raw, but this Iron Survivor Challenge, it means more to us. Because this isn't about the tribal chief getting back his ECW championship. This is about us regaining our WWE championship. And Roman just laughs. He goes, nice to know, Cody. You're still the same guy you were all those years ago. You talk a lot, Cody, about my history being the world champion at WrestleMania. Let's talk about yours. 2 years ago, I was there in the main event of WrestleMania when you finished your damn story. You pinned Seth Rollins to the mat. And you won that WWE championship. But tell me something about this, Cody. Every time you and I were in the ring together, how'd that end for you? Think back to SummerSlam 3 years ago. I put your ass down, Cody. Think back 2 years ago to No Way Out when I had to save your ass because you were about to throw away your shot at becoming champion. And this year, Cody, I'll be the one not saving your ass, but putting it out to pasture. And then Cody goes, there he is. The ever-so-spoken tribal chief trying to instill fear in his opponents. I'll tell you what, Roman, it didn't work back then, and it damn sure doesn't work right now. So if you want to swing, big dog, swing. That's when Jay White interrupts. He goes, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want to break up the party before it really gets going here, but Cody Rhodes, my good friend, you're still doing out here preaching the same old bullshit to these people that you preached last week on Raw. And I'm the only person who's ready to call you out on it because Roman Reigns, he's living in fantasy land. He don't care about what you've got going on Monday Night Raw, but I do. Okay? Now CM Punk, he's the WWE Champion right now. He is the main objective. He's who we need to take that championship from, Cody. And you can't get it done. So, can you promise me this, Cody Rhodes? Should Seth Rollins not choose to wrestle CM Punk at WrestleMania and you win the Iron Survivor Challenge, you use that opportunity to wrestle either Bobby Lashley or Randy Orton or Warden or Braun Strowman and leave Punk to those of us who can get it done. And Cody goes, Switchblade, I know all about you. From before you came here to since you've been here, one hell of a run you've had when you debuted at WrestleMania last year. One day, you will be a WWE champion, but that day isn't today. I'm not looking past you at the Iron Survivor Challenge because you are an incredible competitor and you're the sort of wrestler that I've got to have eyes in the back of my head for that is so dangerous in a match like the Iron Survivor Challenge. But I fear in this current moment in time you may be out of your depth. It's out of my depth, Cody. You don't know what my depth is. I'm a man of mystery, Cody. None of you people have ever stepped foot in the ring with the King Switch. Not you, not the Tribal Chief, and neither of the other two guys. And that's my advantage, Cody. You don't know what to expect. But I'll tell you this. You need to watch your back because I'm coming for you first. If you're in that ring when the King Switch gets in there, it's your head. Sami Zayn then comes out. He goes, why? I almost didn't feel like I needed to be out here the way you guys are selling this match for all these people, but I didn't fly all the way to ECW to sit back and eat catering, okay? So hi, Sami Zayn. Roman, you and I, we go way back. You know, all those years ago, 4 years ago, I became WWE Champion. It was what should have been the greatest time of my life because I finally reached the mountaintop here in WWE. After being told I was never even going to get signed. After being told after I was signed I was never going to make it out of NXT. And I had my heart crushed just 28 days later and I've never got back to the mountaintop since. And you see Roman's all like laugh in the background when he says that. He goes, yeah, Roman, you know you were there. But I was listening to Cody and Roman, basically throw barbs at each other about how this year is going to be the year that either one of them doesn't get to be in a World Championship match at WrestleMania. And quite frankly, you've both lost sight of reality because that's not what this is about for me. I've never been in the World Championship match at WrestleMania. This means more to me because I need to get back to that mountaintop because people have written me off ever since. They said, Sammy, his King of the Ring win and his WWE Championship win all those years ago, that was a fluke. He's back where he needs to be. Well, heart and soul can take you as far as you want it to. Hence why I'm back in this ring, face to face with Roman Reigns, with Cody Rhodes. And I'm going to go to the Iron Survivor. I'm going to win the Iron Survivor. Because I haven't got to beat all of you. I've got to outlast all of you. And when the dust settles, Sami Zayn will be the man going to WrestleMania. And it won't be Roman Reigns, and it won't be Cody Rhodes, and it won't be Jay White. Because this is for me. I didn't come so close at the Royal Rumble, only to get that close. Roadblock, I'm going all the way. Jacob Fatu then interrupts. And he doesn't have a mic. He just storms to the ring. He gets in the ring and he headbutts Jay White and a big brawl ensues. He starts beating up Jay White. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns start throwing hands. Roman sort of shoves Cody down. Sammy flies in. Roman shoves him away. Roman backs into the corner. He goes to deliver a spear to one of them. But, like, Warden appears at ringside. He grabs Roman's legs and sort of, like, rams him in the ring post. He balls him on the ring post. Warden slides into the ring. He starts raining hands down on Roman Reigns. He's throwing hands. He's powerbombing Roman. He picks Roman back up. He powerbombs him again. He rips his shirt off. He goes to power him for a third time. And as he does so, he bumps into Jacob Fatu, who has taken out, I guess, all the other men. And then Warden and Jacob Fatu stand face to face in the ring. The crowd's losing their mind. These two big, beefy men. They did face off in War Games. You know, if you remember that. I did do the same face off at War Games, and this is the first time since War Games they're back on the same show, and they start throwing hands. It spills to the outside. You know, the announce table gets destroyed as both men fly through the announce table. They're both wiped out. Cody gets back up. He dodges a haluva kick from Sami Zayn. He plants Sami down at the crossroads. Jay White sneaks up behind Cody. He goes to deliver the Blade Runner on Cody. Cody snatches out of it. He hits Jay White with the crossroads. He then stands up. He like screams to the crowd. And then he turns around. He's ripped in half by a spear by Roman Reigns. And then as the carnage, you know, all unfolds, the dust settles. It is the tribal chief on his show standing tall. He throws the one up to the sky. You know, Sammy, Jay White, and Cody down at his feet. Jacob Fatu and Warden down at ringside. And the tribal chief standing tall with the momentum heading into Roadblock. 87. Sure. This was mainly like the matches on this show were sort of just like, other than, you know, the big main event. Like I built the whole show basically around that match. And the segment at the end. But yeah, we're finally done with the build for Roadblock from ECW. Just one more stop, and that's SmackDown coming up next. I'll much more than what you thought for the show. Do let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for SmackDown. See you then.